When you hear the word cheerleader, you may think of the girls screaming on the side of a football field. But I'm not here to talk about them. I'm here to talk about the all-stars, the ones who defy gravity every day, flipping their bodies around and trusting each other with their lives. We spend every day together in a gym, which makes us so close, like a family. And that's exactly what Diamond Athletics is, an all-star family.
Each girl and guy, or athlete in my case, means the world to me, meaning I'm a coach, I'm their leader, they look up to me, that anything that I do, I try to lead by example, that each athlete is an asset. We're a family here, that if somebody's sick, I'm calling them at home, I care about them. This is a huge family of where I'm the daddy, and I feel like I can really relate to each kid, that they come in and I communicate with them. I know every athlete by their first and last name. I know their parents. We are a cohesive group that is so amazing that you can't really describe it in words of the capacity that we kind of love each other. It is a love-hate relationship that sometimes I get frustrated, but any good family has their good set of fights or battles to grow in strength and in numbers to press on and persevere through, various things in life.
I think of my teammates and my coworkers as a family. It's very hard when someone's missing or someone's not in work that day because it really does affect the whole team or the whole staff that's in the gym. I am very close with the girls I cheer with. We have a great time when we go away or even just at the local competitions. We're always hanging out together. After practices, some days we'll go to dinner or lunch, and we just like to hang out together. I also work at the gym, so I'm close with the co-workers, and we do the same thing. We go out to eat after work sometimes, and we go on fun trips, go to the movies, things like that.
My daughter loves cheerleading. She just always talks about cheerleading and how she made such great friends, and she loves being on the team, and she just can't stop talking about it. Anytime we're driving in the car, that's all she talks about is cheerleading and how well they do, and about the little cheerleaders, and about her big cheerleaders, and how they're all sisters, and it's a team, and she just feels like it's her second family.
We push the girls physically and mentally, more physically to help with the mental, but we push them so hard physically because 2.5 minutes is made up of our cheerleading routine. 2.5 minutes is stunting, throwing somebody up, catching them, using gymnastics moves of tumbling from side to side throughout a whole complex 2.5 minutes. And what we call cheer cardio is a little bit different than lifting weights or doing just regular cardio for a normal sport. So we push them physically a lot harder than I think any other athletic program does. And what we do is we incorporate body weight exercises that really aid in their abilities to do all of these movements. We do a lot of CrossFit workouts, which are again high intensity, short intervals, and really increase the speed of the athlete, how they perform, where they're not tired after the 2.5 minutes. Because when we do 2-day competitions, we go Saturday and go Sunday, but again, it's 2.5 minutes each day, and they have to be physically fit to perform both days. The physical goes hand in hand with the mental, that we push them so hard physically that they're mentally tested every practice. From when we start our warm-up to when we do our ending conditioning, they're being mentally tested on everything they do, the way that they walk, the way that they move certain spaces from a dance to the jump section to the stunt section. And we kind of depict certain things of, somebody's having a bad day, that, those things are okay, but we have to kind of get over them and push through them.
Cheerleading definitely pushes you more mentally than physically because it's all in your mind and in your head. If you believe in yourself and know that you can do it, then you're going to be able to do whatever you put your mind to.
Some of the things I say and kind of do mentally challenge every athlete in the gym in various capacities, and we kind of individualize each kid or the group as a whole. So we can go individually or we can do it as a whole. But some prime examples of that are when we go to our routine and we're going one section at a time, and we'll pull their peers back and make them watch them from the front. And it kind of throws the people that aren't giving 100% off, that their peers are watching them and forcing them to do the skills at max capacity to their full potential, because we see some girls that kind of slack off. Another way that we do it is that we bring the group in, and I will kind of give them a motivational speech in the middle of their practice, bring all the girls in and tell them that they're not doing a good job. And they really are, but we're just trying to up the bar or raise the bar or our standards in our own gym to giving more of an effort. And we're mentally testing them by asking them to do tasks that may not be possible, that we're looking for them to really push through the limits, or things that they're doing well, but we want them to be better. An example is, bringing a stunt group in and making them go individually, but making them try harder, doing it faster, doing it more efficient, sharper. Sharper is kind of a way to look at it, that you're being more aggressive with your motions. And then we sit down and we do mental checks. We see where their goals are. We see where their life goals are. We see what's going on crazy at home, and pushing them mentally is them as a whole. So if there's something at home that we can help them through our athletic program, can really stimulate them to be better and be mentally tough, that they can bounce things off of them to move forward, whether it's failing at a stunt or getting a bad grade, that they can persevere through anything, through any mentally challenging aspects through life.
The hardest part of practice is definitely the conditioning. We have to do lots of things that keep our cardio up, as well as strengthen our bodies for the competitions and the practices. We do lots of running. We do push-ups and sit-ups and different abdominal workouts to help us get strong cores, to help us with almost everything, tumbling and stunting. And then we do other types of more fun things, but they're still working your body.
And then we always end with conditioning. The conditioning is based on the points of performance that we did during the practice. If we did a lot of stunts, we'll probably do a lot of ab work at the end of practice, or arms, where maybe we did a lot more tumbling, that we'll work on different exercises. But our practice normally ends 20 to 30 minutes early, so we can condition at a high intensity when they've already trained. Oftentimes we do condition in the beginning of practice, so the changing of their work capacity is always changing, and it's always varying, so they're never doing the same exercises or the same practice schedule. Baskets, pyramid, jump, standing tumbling, running tumbling, our dance. My favorite quote would have to be, or a kind of phrase that I kind of put together, is team first. And according to the girls, I have to add a hashtag in front of it, hashtag team first. But it has a significant meaning to me, as your team always comes first. Each team always has a bunch of individuals that come together, and oftentimes, depending on their home life or what they have going on at school, that they have other priorities. So when I say team first to them, it's kind of a gut check for them, that they have to stop being an individual and really focus on their team. Oftentimes I will say team first, and the individual is not actually worried about their team, that they're being an individual. Or when I move them from spot to spot, they're hysterically crying because I moved them to the back, but I'm doing what's best for the team. The team always comes first. And sometimes we have to send people home because they're not really worried about the team first. Here we care about our team first, and not individuals, doing cheerleading, because the ultimate goal is to compete as a team and not as an individual. So team first.
So in the end, these girls, this gym, and these coaches mean the world to us. It's a huge part of our lives, and we dedicate all of our time to it. Even though the conditioning may not be great, our heads may hurt from being mentally challenged, and our bodies ache from being physically pushed past our limits, it's still worth it to us because we're a team, and we put each other first. We're a group of all-star cheerleaders that are unlike any cheerleaders you've ever seen.